Hello, everybody. Happy day 3 of our Spoil Yourself event. I know a lot of you are already using your lavender, and I'm excited to see some of what you're experiencing there. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about it. So our lavender is wonderful for a lot of different things, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first of all, you can use it in all 3 ways. So with doTERRA oils, you can use them in 3 ways. You can use them aromatically. We talked about using it in diffuser. You can use it topically. That's just putting it on wherever it hurts, or maybe over your heart or over behind your ears. When you think about putting on perfume in these areas, that's the same with the oils. You can apply them there and get the benefits and reap the benefits. The bottoms of the feet topically. It just depends on what you want to use it for. And one of the best parts about the oils is that you can't really go wrong for the most part. There are a few key things to keep in mind, but you can play and experiment and learn what works best for you. So we're all different. We are all going to use the oils in different ways and like them in those ways. Lavender can also be taken internally, which is a simple process. You can get empty capsules and put drops in there and close the capsule and swallow it that way. It works really great for sinuses and for sleep when you take it internally, and also for allergies. It's wonderful for allergies when you take it internally. You can also just put it in a little bit of water and swig it. If you don't mind the taste, you can just eat it. It's totally up to you. But when you do use the oils internally, they actually metabolize a little bit differently and can be better for certain things. So that's just something that you'll kind of learn as you play with them. But most people start by using oils topically, and then they kind of get familiar and they do some research and they find how to use them internally for the best benefit. Like I said, sleep is a good example. So lavender is really high in linalols, which are really good at calming a lot of activities. It's a natural antihistamine. And natural antihistamine, that means that any kind of time that you have like a mucusy kind of a reaction, whether it's allergies and you get maybe a bee sting and that bumps up, that's a histamine reaction. Allergies, when you get a lot of pressure in your throat or in your sinuses, and lavender can help drain that. In fact, a lot of times I'll smell lavender and my nose will start to run, which is a good thing. We want to clear that out. I will say that somebody already pointed this out, and I generally always point this out at classes, is when I first started with doTERRA, I thought that I didn't like lavender and that it was something I needed to stay away from because a lot of times it would give me a headache. Now, when I used doTERRA lavender, the smell, the undertone, it's kind of a sharpness that you smell in other lavenders, it's not there. It's just very, very fresh smelling, very, very clean and pure. So I don't know what they add, or maybe it's a different variety of lavender that they generally use. I think for the most part, I was getting it from, Bath and Body Works or something, and it was chemical. So we really want to avoid those chemicals, and just getting straight pure lavender is a really good way to do that. Now, lavender is safe to use topically without any dilution. However, again, when you dilute it topically, you can spread it further and your skin will absorb more. So diluting is always a good idea. And a really convenient way to do that is doTERRA now makes Lavender Touch, which just means it's the lavender pre-diluted in this roller ball. And the roller is convenient, and you can roll it straight onto whatever. We make roller bottles. A lot of times at home, we'll mix a few drops of lavender, a few drops of melaleuca, a few drops of frankincense, and we keep that in a roller bottle if anybody gets a boo-boo, a cut, a scrape. It's amazing. It works really well, but also as a mom, it gives me something to be able to do for my kid, and they feel better when we put something on. It's like putting a Band-Aid on. Everything's better if you put a Band-Aid on. This will actually promote healing. It acts as a antiseptic, so it's going to keep that area clean and kill germs and all of that stuff, keep them from infection. But also the calming effects of lavender for the mood just kind of bring them down. So in that moment of panic when they've hurt themselves, they suddenly feel calm and at ease, and the tears kind of go away. And so it's really nice to have lavender on hand all the time. For burns, I burned myself very severely a couple of years ago. It was steam burn. It was 2nd-degree burns, and I used the heck out of lavender, and it healed up so quickly, and the pain was very bad, but it was much more tolerable than it would have been if I hadn't had lavender to first of all calm me down, but also soothe that pain. If you get a really simple burn, touch the side of a pan that's hot or something like that. We love having lavender because you can just touch it on there. An example of that is we were in the car at the grocery store one day, and we were getting out, and one of my kids, we have a in the door of our car, there's a light, and the cover of it broke. I don't know how. Somebody kicked it. I don't know. It's an old hoopty car. So anyway, my kid touched the light bulb and burnt her finger by touching it, and she was 3 at the time. Fortunately, I had lavender in my purse, so we put that on, and it like erased the pain. So that's how lavender works. It's very, very good for burns like that. Kathy says, I have vertigo and had no idea lavender would help with this. Oh, I really hope it does. Yeah, I'm not sure what the recommendation is, but, you know, I would think maybe behind the ears or near the ears, even just smelling it probably would help a little bit. So, yeah, that's cool. And I think a lot of times vertigo goes back to some kind of a histamine, you know, like too much fluid kind of thing. So lavender would help drain that and get things back on track, I would think. Lavender can be great for headaches too. For some people, especially if you have stress-induced headaches, calming you down. For me, or for Drew, my husband, lavender was the first experience he had with oils where he was like, oh yeah, that's gonna work. For some men, it seems to be deep blue. For some, it's lavender, oddly enough. But you can put lavender on the bottoms of the feet, and it really at night when, his example is he owned his own business. Fortunately, he's been able to sell that since we've been doing dōterra, but he owned his own business, and you know, the stresses of that, he would fall asleep thinking about what he had to do the next day and about the customers he had to deal with and about, you know, this not coming in on time or, you know, whatever the case may be, just all those normal stresses that people have. And he couldn't sleep. He would just lay there thinking about these things. And using lavender helped just calm his mind down and just really be able to fall asleep, and it's just amazing how powerful it is for that. In fact, we have a blend called Tries, and it includes lavender, peppermint, and lemon. And those 3 together are an amazing combination for allergies. We gave some to a guy for his allergies because they were acting. He came over to do some work at our house, and his eyes were all red and itchy, and he's like, oh, the allergies are killing me. And we said, well, would you try this? And he said, yeah, sure. So he tried it, and for a few days he was using it, and he called Drew, and he said, you know, I don't know about the allergies. It seemed to clear that up. He's like, but I haven't been so calm in years. So now he just takes it every day because for him, he is also a business owner and just he needed something to calm and take that edge off. So lavender is such a simple tool. It's one of those things we take for granted, and it works in amazing ways. So yeah, I just encourage you to keep pulling it out. Try it for different things, different needs throughout the day. I won't ask you to injure yourself in order to try it, but if you have any bumps or bruises or bee stings or mosquito bites, put it on those, and you know, it takes the itchiness away and reduces swelling. It's just an amazing thing and something I can't imagine having to live without. So I'm glad you guys have your hands on it, and hopefully you never will go without it again. But it is one of those oils that definitely in a bath, it's just so calming and relaxing. It's just a really nice thing to have. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying your day 3. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to hear more of your stories on how you're using it.